tasks are
Lessons you can implement where kids can work together and have productive struggle and know there's different ways you can approach it without having just one set way. And if they're right, they're right. If they're wrong, we can work together to get it right.
Tasks are a wonderful way to encourage collaboration and critical thinking in your classroom.
Tasks are all about student self-discovery.
purposeful, they are very engaging, and can be time consuming. But I think once we learn how to pick a valid task, the kids will be very actively engaged and they will enjoy the task.
This allows students to experiment and find their own path, justify their solution with evidence or by comparing it to other paths, and make generalizations about the type of problem. Tests are
Your lesson should be where students can discover the math for themselves, and you're there to facilitate it.
And allow students the opportunity to learn from one another through collaboration.
tasks are content-based problems that allow for exploration and do not have a clear pathway to the solution.
A task is when you allow the student to have a productive struggle together in a group.
The task is
Tasks are relevant and interactive real-world applications that allow students to solve through a variety of approaches.
When selecting ambitious mathematics tasks,
to choose tasks that of high cognitive demand, because this allows the students to explore different approaches to solving the problem.
Selecting tasks, teachers must first audit the task, then if necessary, adjust it for high cognitive demand.
When selecting tasks, teachers should
keep in mind the various learning styles of the students in the classroom.
when selecting tasks, teachers must remember their audience.
When selecting learning tasks, teachers should
Manage to still meet students where they're at and build them up to a higher level of thinking.
That will help students achieve the learning goal as a group and as an individual.
When selecting tasks, teachers
must first identify the specific learning goals, and then they need to look for the problems that will fit the math.
When selecting a task, I want to make sure I select proper probing and pressing questions.
when choosing what the learning goals are going to be for the lesson, and then see how well that task correlates with the learning goals. Teachers should also anticipate student approaches to the task.
Students should be able to solve the problem in multiple ways and with different representations.
When selecting tasks, the teachers must
ensure that they create a level playing field. So this means that all students, no matter what level of mathematics they're on, they can all participate in the conversation, they can feel comfortable, and they can feel good about what they do.
When teachers choose tasks,
prepare for any possible barriers to the approaches that the students use.
Selecting the task for our students, I like to make sure that it's something that they can relate to. I want it to be engaging, something where they have to go forth and explore.
Problems should promote reasoning, problem solving, and critical thinking.
allows them to choose and see the differences between the different approaches and make connections.
and the fact that those students are going to arrive at different ways of solving the problems, so they must be prepared for the various different responses.
And determine some questions that they may ask those students in order to help either direct them or to push them a little bit further so that they could improve their mathematics skills.
Teachers must select lessons that connect the students to the mathematical task and move it through the lesson productively.
It's not just laid out, so I want them to have to work for it. And then that way they'll have a better and deeper understanding of what it is that I want them to learn.